Russ Briot with Shroud Encounter. And, wow, it's interesting how the Shroud has impacted popular culture over the years. And certainly if you were alive back in 1980, the news of the Shroud was huge at that time. You had a whole team of scientists going over to Turin, Italy in 1978, 33 American scientists, and the news media was all over it. National Geographic, they did a big spread on it in June of 1980, and there were documentaries being produced, and so everyone knew about the Shroud. It was pretty inescapable at that point in time, and so along comes John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, famous for Saturday Night Live, and they did a movie called the Blues Brothers, and the story was you had Jake and Elwood Blues, and you they. And Jake, played by John Belushi, was getting out of Joliet prison in Joliet, Illinois, and they called him Joliet Jake, and his brother Elwood was there to meet him as he was walking out of the prison, and they learned that they had a mission. And Dan Aykroyd coined a line from the movie that became famous within pop culture, saying that we're on a mission from God. And what that mission was that they wanted to put their band back together so they could raise $5,000 to pay the back taxes on the orphanage that they both grew up in Calumet City there in Chicago. And all this is fictional; it's all made up, and so there's all of the hilarious things that go along with it as they're trying to put their band back together, but what's funny as it relates to the Shroud is that the name of the orphanage in which they grew up in was called Saint Helen of the Blessed Shroud Orphanage. And it's just a hilarious thing. They just inserted it there. I mean, it's not a real thing, but again, knowledge of the Shroud was huge at that time, so they decided to name the orphanage after the Shroud. So that's just another little piece of pop culture, and I just want to plug my book. If you haven't picked it up yet, Shroud Encounter: Explore the World's Greatest Unsolved Mystery. Over 75 images in it, and you can buy it at Amazon or on my website, shroudencounter.com. It's less than $20, so hope you can get it. Thanks a lot for tuning in.